Hello, everybody. I am a little bit early. I tried to be earlier, but it didn't work, so it is what it is. I'm waiting for my gesso to dry. That's probably not such a good idea to use that. I see Joycey and Gail. Hey, guys. I'm going to move that while I try to get this dry. Of course, my hair dryers in the mixed media area. So what's shaking, Bacons? I bet that's driving y'all crazy. 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 I am doing soft pastel this week. And as with everything else, I forget how much I love it when I'm doing something else. Sometimes I think I'll just give up because I don't ever think I will use all the materials I have or get to work as much in each medium as I want. And we're not going to talk about fat rolls. Because the older that I get, the more of them I get. I keep telling my doctor there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Because I have always been sedentary. In high school, I read 45 books a week. You can't do that while you're running. And then I've always had a job where you had to sit still. I'm not fat, I'm just fluffy. I don't know if y'all watched yesterday or not. I suspect you were somewhere else, which is fine. But the reason why I haven't worked on pastels is because I had to figure out how to get the camera hooked up to my big easel. And pastels have to be worked on vertically. We had a good discussion about that yesterday. Because Sophia was talking about how much dust that she gets, and we talked about ways you can minimize that. I'm not sure those are even stuck. Come on, stick. I thought duct tape stuck better. Let me get that. Help that just a little. So anyway, one of the reasons why you get a lot of dust is because you're more than likely using it flat. And that will give you lots and lots and lots of dust. And one of these days, Alice, I am going to show you what I do with that dust. And here's one of the buckets. This is full of pastel dust. And I've got, these are two, you can't see them. These are two pieces of flashing like they use on roofs where the angles change, and I've got them put so that they're kind of a valley. Let me put that back up before I forget it. And when I get finished painting, I just pick them up and put the dust in one of these containers. Now this will probably make a couple sticks, and it's a wonderful neutral color because it's got a little bit of everything in it. I've got one, see, here's a darker one. And if you'll hear, there's chunkies in there. When one gets too small to use, I'll put it in there. And then I put it in a mortar and pestle and grind it a little bit. I add the chunks at the end. Here's yesterday's. I have to hold it because I got a different camera angle. And this also was on a pre-painted watercolor background. I think poodles with yellow bathing suits might be pretty good. I have never been that much a fan of landscape painting. Let me just put that down there. Check this. It's getting there. But for all of a sudden, I'm liking trees. Did you see Sunday's pastel? Here's Sunday's. Most people are amazed when they see actual paintings done with soft pastel. They're kind of called informally a pastel drawing if you leave the background mostly plain. Come on, dry. We're getting there. Thanks, Gail. This is watercolor paper that last winter when it was 10 degrees outside, I took it outside and poured paint on it. And when it freezes, it makes some of these little marks. They're kind of snowflakey looking, like ice crystals. But it was so cold, I didn't have a chance to think about what the colors were going to do. I would have been much happier if the orange and red, but it was so cold it froze almost the minute that I put it on there. But it's a fun thing to do, and I've got some good backgrounds. This is a favorite, the colors. Then I got some wild ones. I just started throwing neutrals at it just so I get back in the house. But anyway, those will make a nice painting. And then pick up my raining towel here. All right. We're still just a little bit away. What do I keep doing with my... Oh, I keep dropping them on the floor. Shit. I don't have much room to move here, so forgive me when I rock the camera. Hi, kitty. This is watercolor so far, and what I have on it, I put a coat of clear gesso. Pastels have to have something to grip. Mixed media paper is not it. You will not get more than 1 or 2 layers. When you have a sanded surface or a paper that's made specially for pastel, let's start at the top. Sanded surfaces, you can get 8 or 9 different layers on, which is essential if you want to do color layering, where you just do mark making or glazing and let the layers underneath show through. That is my favorite type of pastel technique. So, clear gesso has that grit in it that nobody likes in mixed media, but it is perfect for pastels. And it feels very, very similar to Golden's pastel ground and Art Spectrum's pastel ground. They're from Australia. So, you know, it's a whole lot cheaper. And my favorite, I guess, this is on a pastel board, which is a sanded coating on a prepared board, hardwood board by Ampersand. Sorry. It's called Pastel Board, B-O-R-D. And these are luscious to work on. No fixative. Not because, well, for one thing, I don't like it because it turns your pastels darker. So anything that is a lighter color, like a value 5 in darkness on up to a 1, which is your white, those will all turn dark. So it ruins the entire painting. And the reason for that, I told everybody yesterday, is because inexpensive brands of pastels lighten their colors with chalk, where more expensive brands lighten them with titanium dioxide, a pigment. Well, chalk dissolves when it gets wet, which is what a fixative does to it. So just logically thinking. And even the titanium dioxide will turn darker or somewhat disappear when you put fixative on. So I said that to say that sanded papers hold so much pastel, there's really no reason to fix it. You can brush it off and touch it off, but it's there for the most part. And if it's in a journal that I have treated the paper, I'll sometimes put a sheet of glassine over that particular page, and then when you come to that, you can just flip it up, see the painting, and go on, and the pastel will stick beautifully. So that's how you deal with that. When I do use a fixative, it's usually for some type of technique that I want to do. For example, if I wanted a lot of dirt like if this was really dark down here at the bottom, I could add my darks and then liquefy them with the fixative, wait for it to dry, and then put another layer on, do the same thing. And I can do that 4 or 5 times, and it makes it look like dirt. Or that's what you're after. And then you put your grasses and things on top. So, I think we're going to stop that right now. Yesterday's tree I painted from kind of from memory. Hey, Sophia. And everybody kept saying, where's the picture? Where's the picture? And I said, well, there isn't one. So today I'm going to work from a picture that was one I took. I don't even know. Let me find it. I've been working on my pictures, getting them all organized. I am somebody else. Okay. This is the painting. It's an oil painting that I did, painting outside. That's a good shot. But this is one of the things about, this is the right picture. Where'd it go? Anyway, see how the shadow from this limb went straight down that tree like a racing stripe? And look where the shadow is in this picture. The sun moves rather quickly. So that throws off a lot of people because that racing stripe is gone now. So that's that one. Here's that same tree. This is the one I'm going to paint today because I kind of like that racing stripe. I like the shadows. And show you another one that was go back. Let's see, where am I going? Favorites. I'm not used to these yet. Favorites. This one. I drove by that one every day for the longest time, and I love sycamore trees, and this one was on its last legs. So one fall day, the sun was going down in the west, and I caught it, and in my mind's eye, I see all the pretty colors, the pinks and the lavenders that were on that tree trunk, and a camera doesn't do it justice. So one of these days, I'm going to paint that with you guys. Here's a picture of another one, and sure enough, not too long after I took these pictures, all of them fell down. And what else have I got? 1, 2. I think that's all I was considering today. And this one's nice, but it's a vertical, so. Anyway, I got lots of trees. I'll put that, maybe I can get that down just enough. Wait a minute, I've got the picture. That's what I. Here's my picture. Get this where people can see it. You funny girl. That way you can't see that either. Daggum. Okay, let me move this tree. Let me just put it right there and hope that I can see. And I put that down too far. I'm going to fold it in half and then maybe that will. Nope. This is a big piece of paper. Sort of. Get the phone all set up so I can see what y'all are seeing. If you see new viewers, be sure and welcome them. We had quite a few yesterday. Okay, now is anybody I've missed? Sophia, Joycey, Gail. Yeah, the black strip down the tree trunk. Excuse me. Now I'm going to start with pan pastels. And I promise I won't bitch about them very much. They take up my whole workspace here. I'm going to abstract the background like I did yesterday. In other words, I'm not painting all this stuff behind. Y'all aren't looking at that, so I can move that out of the way. Having watercolor backgrounds are great for having on hand when you want to do something. Loosely blocking it in. I think I might use a little bit of fixative. There are a million different greens. out there in that world. I mixed up a new batch of fixative since I found out my sprayer quit working last week and I was into it. So I decided to do some new and go ahead and finish what you're doing. The colors that are underneath will affect what is below. Oops. I can't find the correct end for my. Yeah, we're getting pretty good view. The tray that you need is always on the bottom. I'm going to get all this blocked in, and then I'm going to spray it. Okay, let me see if y'all having any questions yet. Hi, Sophia. Okay, y'all haven't needed me yet. It's green. Alrighty. It's not quite fall, but we're going to make it a little bit fall. Just looking through here and looking for spots that I can turn orange. I don't remember what time of year this was. I don't guess it really matters. Is everybody okay out there? I need a picture. Oh, crap. If y'all can't see it, I mean, if y'all can see it, I can't. There's maybe. There's some shadows, and we'll get some more of those later. All right. Now here goes my first spray. This is mixed up. It's the Spectrafix mixed up with pure grain alcohol. And this is a sprayer that house sprayers use for small spots. Oops, it's a new one. It's leaking a little. Now then, we'll wait for a few minutes. Hi, Kitty. What do you see, Miss Kitty? This? This is just a rough black in. Okay. There's your picture again. Uh-oh, babies are home. Now I'm going to come back in on some of these darks and restate them. Kids are home. Hey. I'm going to stop here in a minute and take a picture for whoops, there it goes again. All right. Put the tree. Get my little thing. Yeah, it's already beginning to look like a. Luckily enough, some of these areas are blue. So we're just going to make them blue. Alrighty. I'm cleaning my little tool off. Let me see if this color shows. Let me put this branch in and then I'll put that. Well, you got to get this done first. Okay. I want to get the outline of the tree first. And now we have one of those big. It's drawing in. Trees aren't straight either. They're very angular. Okay, now let's see. We've got one not too far off. And that comes like that. And that's a shadow. I'll be back in just a minute. And that comes down. And it doesn't have to be exact. That's what's so nice about a tree. Okay. I got the main spots in. Okay, see what y'all See what y'all are doing. Okay. Good. Joyce, I'm glad you brought something to work on. Okie doke. Okie dokie. Now, we're going to start to work on the tree, and we're going to start with the dark colors first. And this is the dark side of the tree. Any color I choose to use is legal, as long as it is the same value, darkness. I'll decide what I'm going to do with these. Let's see, now this one is the dark. And then this is the shadow. I had to look real close and see. This is the shadow that attaches right here. And I'm going to make that dark blue so I can remember that's my shadow. That's my shadow. Maybe not quite out that far. Okay, so this is the tree. I'm going to do the same thing down here. This is just a continuation of that. I'm still using pan pastels. They're not as accurate. I can't do as much with them, so I'll switch to the other ones here in a minute. I kind of got carried away with that. But that's okay. Okay. Got this one. Okay, now I'm going to go on over here. Oops. Just kind of stair-stepping my way up there. I'll clean that up here before we go too much longer. Two, three. So this one's really back a little, but that's okay. We're not going to mess with that. Okay, so we got this. We got the dark shadow here. Okay. Check, check. Yeah, you can't get any detail at all in the spot that you want it. And it's starting to get dark on me again. Doggone it. Okay, so I'm going to work on this tree. This. Clean this off. I'm going to put some lights in there so I can kind of keep up with where I am. Most of my light over here is the north window. Started to come on way earlier, but I didn't. trees are all about. I get something to come off on here. Mm-hmm. See, that's on there. Oops. Hey, y'all are seeing pretty good shot today. I gotta have some more light. I hope it doesn't. That's not too bad. I guess I'll buy some more. I hate doing that when I know I've got recruitals of them. Okay, now we're gonna do. Again, I'm just blocking in. I'm not doing anything else right here. Just using whatever light color I hit on. Pinks, yellows. It's kind of a good looking tree. All right, I am shifting now to sticks. These are some of the ones that I had pulled from yesterday. So I'm just going to go ahead and use those. And we'll see where we go. See how much brighter? Can you tell that blue mark? These are every brand in the whole world. And there's still more I would love to have. One, two, buckle my shoe. Okay. This is the fun part, getting permission to use whatever you want. This is a hard, soft pastel. Isn't that fun? This one's by Holbein. Sorry about that. Part of this is an actual branch. Might be because you have paper on it, Goose. This is a scenario. Always leave the papers on my scenarios. Pick a few more moths. And I need to establish. There we go. Except it comes down here more. All right. Any questions? Hey, Azure. Glad you could make it. We're just fiddling along like I did yesterday. I think I'm done with my morning coffee. I'm looking at it through the monitor on YouTube. It's looking pretty damn good. I'll be happy. Okie doke. Back to it. I need to figure out where. And that's going to be green under it, so I'm just going to come in here, alter that so I know where I am. And I don't have the color that I really want. That I really, really want. Kind of a darkish mauve. This may have to be a 2-dayer. And here's the shadow coming from the tree trunk. And behind that will be green, so I can alter this. I'm going to make this one a little bit thicker. Holding that makes my hand hurt. Okay, it's 5:05. We'll go a little bit more because I won't be doing anything that I can't fix come tomorrow. I'm just kind of dancing all over this thing. The watercolor paper itself is adding to the tree trunk look. I like that color in there. Okay, let's move on up and work a little bit in the they can go off the edge, but they should not be sharp. Check and chat again. Kind of in like a fishing kiss face. I mean, yeah, kissing fish face. What are y'all smoking? Just joking. Surprised Lynn hadn't come in yet. She might have had a tough day. Okay, so now let's move up to this branch. little bit of this color. And then we've got some greens. Come on up there. I'm gonna quit here in a minute because Beth will be back on. And I'm getting tired anyway, and I know that marks a real good time to quit. Sorry. This one looks awful. Okay, guys, I've had a lot. Where are my wet wipes? In the floor. It's come along. I could probably spend another 3 hours on it. And probably will. Man, these Dollar Tree wet wipes are wet. Perfect before I ever get up. Excuse me. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Thanks, Lisa. I may or may not be back tomorrow because I may be going down to Rosemary Morris's tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. It's an hour and a half drive each way, and it gets dark at 4. So I don't know. We'll see. But I will either be here or I won't. How's that? Okie doke. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you.